Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you. You actually suffered from narcolepsy as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, and I'm just gonna read it for anyone who doesn't know what it is, because I'd never heard about it until we'd researched it. Narcolepsy is a rare long-term brain condition that causes a person to suddenly fall asleep at inappropriate times. How did you get over that, or do you still suffer with it?
So now I just have remnants of it. So I had it really bad as a kid.
Yeah.
But to the point where I thought it was normal. But I remember it was maybe like my 4th birthday and everyone's singing me happy birthday and I've fallen asleep in the cake. I used to have a full fringe and it caught on fire and like my whole fringe was gone. But I'd woken up like 4 hours later, like oblivious. I was like, who cut my hair? And they were like, no, your fringe caught on fire. We're so sorry, darling. I'm so confused. But as a kid growing up, it was like, I think the innocence and the naivety of actually not really understanding what it was meant that I just took it with like a massive laugh. And all of like, you can just imagine kids at school thought it was hilarious. They were like Sleeping Beauty in real life. They'd like dress me up and stick me in the bed, and it would be like, when you're like at nursery, play school. And they were having the times of their life. So I was like quite fortunate that I wasn't even like bullied as a kid for having it. But I mean, I'd be walking down the street, fall asleep, and I'd be out like, in a bush for like 4 or 5 hours.
It used to be like deep sleep like that. It was so deep.
You could not wake me. Like you'd pinch me, throw water in my face. I mean, my sister had a right time. I remember every time we'd fall out, she'd be like, I'll get you when you're sleeping next. Honestly. And she'd like, I remember one time she dragged me up against a wall. And she had this massive bowl of popcorn because I'd fallen asleep with my mouth open. And she was like, just throwing popcorn in my mouth for like hours. And I woke up like covered in popcorn, like choking when I woke up because I was like some sort of popcorn machine. But then I think it was when I got to university. So when I was about 21, like the episodes started getting smaller and smaller. And now the only like element I have of narcolepsy is like when I go to bed. So like one of the symptoms is sleep paralysis.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Do you ever get that?
No one likes it. He used to have it. He used to have it quite bad.
Did you? Yeah. What was your sleep paralysis dream?
Like my one was just like I'd be laying there and like I'd get a dark figure at the end of my bed, just like grabbing my ankles and feel like they're pulling me.
Oh really?
Yeah, do you know like how to explain it? Like in Harry Potter, have you ever watched Harry Potter? You got them like black dementor things. It was like that at the end of my bed, just like and I'm there trying to hold on.
You know when you're trying to get up as well, and you're like,
yeah, I used to like the way I used to deal with it is like after I've like jumped out of it, I'd have to put on like Toy Story.
You can't. I had to watch like Barbie or Michael McIntyre or something
like that.
silly.
It would be weird, but then I was having it so much, I was thinking I know what it is, so it's like it wouldn't bother me. But like, yeah, I did have it for maybe a year straight, like most nights. Yeah.
People who have sleep paralysis tend to have like really similar like dreams, because when I had sleep paralysis, it used to be the same recurring dream, and it used to be that same black figure, but they'd like climb across the bed. But when you can feel like it was as if someone's on the bed,
yeah,
and it's like moving and they're coming up closer and closer to you,
yeah,
and then it'd be here.
That's like pretty real to me.
No, do you know what it is? Because you genuinely feel awake.
I don't want to go down a conspiracy route. Could it be like a ghost though? Could it be like a ghost or a demon or something like that?
How
I've had
did you
it a
deal
couple
with
times
that?
and it's weird.
Like, how did you find ways of getting out of it? Because I found ways where I could like manage to get out of it quicker than I normally would.
Really? No, I couldn't. But I felt like my eyes were open and I could see it.
Yeah, no.
But I knew it wasn't there because it was a dream. But then I couldn't move and I couldn't speak. Exactly. And you're like frozen, just waiting for your fate.
And it's like you're trying to yell for someone to come and help you, but you can't. Like you can't even move. Yeah.
Not even like a silent scream. Just like a nothing.
Yeah, I did loads of research on it. And like, if you wiggle your toes, because you could wiggle your toes and fingers, and you can get out of it quicker like that. But it feels like you're there for like half an hour, but in reality it's only like 30 seconds or 60 seconds. Yeah,
it's horrible.
I've never had it
not
really
nice,
bad.
I've had it twice.
No, I remember like as a kid being ill.
Yeah,
or something
like a black figure, just a black figure. I'm trying to get out and I'm shaking. Well, I feel like I'm shaking. I'm probably not. And then you get up and I'm like
so still
smiling.
Nah, mine weren't always a black figure though. Like it was like my first ever time I had it, it was like there was two men in my room trying to rob my room. And I woke up, I was like, Mum, there was 2 people. She's like, no, you're not okay. Like, sort of thing. And I was just
I
like,
like
what
how
the
she
hell?
doesn't go, are you okay? She says, you're not okay.
This toy's damaged.
Then I've had one as well. This was my most scariest one because I've been dealing with like having the black figure, and then one time I was in my bed, and I could see this like he looked like me, and it was like the back of my head and like a jumper I was wearing like earlier on the week or whatever, and it was like dancing around my room. I was thinking, what the hell? And then he turned around and looked at me, and it was Elvis Presley's face. And it's so random.
You know that this is pain because he remembers every detail.
It was so like I woke up and I did not get back to sleep. Like, it was so scary. I was thinking, why?
You didn't start
Why
singing
is it
Hound
me
Dog.
with Elvis Presley? Yeah, I was like, nah. Scary. Yeah, I remember every little detail to it. Scary.
That is meant. Do you still suffer with it now? Sleep paralysis? Then, yeah.
Yeah, so I get it every single night.
Mike has
Like,
been dropping game, man. You got to wiggle your
fingers and toes.
that's what I'll try and do.
Mike has been dropping game to the people out there, man.
Every
That's
time it
shocking.
happened, I just thought wiggle your hands and toes, and I just snapped out of it.
Just have.
That is